Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 7. Congrats on the midterm. You guys rocked it. I'm so proud of you because I know it was kind of obscure and a little difficult. But you guys all did a really great job. Nice work. And it shows the 4 of you that are actually watching these ethics chats videos or watching Bonnie's PowerPoint. So again, for this week, I highly recommend that you watch Bonnie's PowerPoint on chapter 17. Um, she does a really awesome job of kind of breaking the chapter down into bite-sized bits. I watched it. It was awesome. It was only 20 minutes, so not too shabby. Here are the key takeaways for chapter 17, which is all about impaired nursing. Now, impaired nursing, there's a definition on Bonnie's PowerPoint, there's a definition in the book, but basically, impaired nursing has to do with, um, nurses trying to do their job while they are under the influence. So we've got, TV shows like Nurse Jackie and House, where the whole entire premise is that they're trying to do their jobs while impaired. And the whole plot of those shows then is the fallout from that. So it's nothing new. It's been going on for decades. It's very prevalent. Um, and the book talks about, how it's really hard to determine how prevalent it is because not everybody is self-reporting. Um, but here are the things that you will need to know for the homework for chapter 17. Alrighty, the first one, you are going to need to know um, which program was the first to provide treatment for nurses with substance abuse. Now, you will find that on page 251, and that program is the Florida program. It's the Intervention Project for Nurses. Um, you will also need to know on that same page the Texas Peer Assistance Program for Nurses. That is a lot like the Florida program, but it does have a couple of key differences. So please just read, they're like 3 sentences each, so it will take you no time. Page 251. Find both of those. Also, maybe just glance over the California Board of Registered Nurses diversion program. Right now, there's no questions about that in the homework, but there probably will be on the quiz next week. So, um, also on page 251, you will need to know, um, I guess, what the American Nurses Association says about impaired nursing. So again, on pages 250, 251, they talk about the ANA, the AACN, and a couple of different ones. But basically, it has to do with the duty to report based on being an advocate. So that's almost like teachers have a mandatory reporting thing. You guys also have an ethical duty to report. On page 244, it explains which factors are important to the issue of impaired nursing. And really, there are a lot of things that matter. It's important about the safety to yourself, the harm that you could do to your colleagues, the harm that you do to yourself, the harm that you could do to your patients. But that's pretty much the bottom line, though. What you're liable for is the harm that could come to your patients because of impaired nursing. So, page 244 has all of that. You will also need to know um, kind of the guidelines of re-entry into work. So That's after you have, if there's a drug problem and you've gone through the suspension or the treatment program or whatever. So re-entry to work on page 252, there's a little box graphic up in the corner that talks about basically its confidentiality maintenance and all of the steps that kind of are a part of return to work issues. All right, on page 251 in the little diagram box, it's box 17.2, it discusses which actions might indicate that your colleague is actually um, stealing or diverting drugs from patients, whether it's for themselves or whatever. So really know that box and all of the bullet points that it has listed there. Um, page 252. Um, Again, your answers are really in the box, but please know the requirements for drug testing when you re-enter work. Okay, page 249 will tell you the barriers really to reporting nurses or to reporting to confronting any nurse that you suspect is doing this. So page 249 talks about the number one reason that things don't get reported, or they don't have studies indicating it anyway. So there is a lack of protocol um, for reporting, and no states follow the same basic steps. They all have their own systems. Probably most hospitals have their own systems too. They should be telling you this at the beginning of your employment. However, a lot of times it gets missed. So it's your job to go onto the Oregon State Nursing website to kind of find out what the protocols actually are for reporting someone based on your state and based on your hospital. And that pretty much does it for that chapter. Actually, it's a very short but sweet chapter. If you have questions, please email me. Please watch Bonnie's video. She gives amazing explanations and reads straight from the book, and it's awesome. But let me know if you guys need help. Homework is due next Sunday, and have a good week.